What's impressed you the most about this South Carolina team? You know, obviously at the end of last year, they had those games against Tennessee and Clemson where they just went on that offensive tear. What has impressed you the most about them, you know, since that point?
I think the confidence that they gained from that, and they saw what was possible, right? They saw that with Spencer Rattler, quarterback, with some of the receivers they have. I hope that Juice Wells is healthy, and I can't wait to look at this freshman Harbor that I've been hearing about and seeing clips of. But I think they saw what was possible. They saw that they can take that next step. You know, Tennessee was thinking playoff. Clemson, for all of the talk about the demise of poor old Clemson, they won the ACC and didn't lose a conference game last year, if memory serves. So those were two really good teams that they beat, and they also played another really good team in the bowl game, played well, just didn't quite get it done. So it was, I think just you have to see some success against high-level opponents before you truly believe. And I think that's the biggest thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they take that next step, even with having to fill a couple holes with guys who took off that maybe they hoped wouldn't.
What are some things you think that the Gamecocks kind of have to do tomorrow, you know, to beat North Carolina?
Well, they better find a way not to let Drake May just go wild.
Yeah.
I think that in my nearly 25 years covering college football at ESPN, lifetime of growing up in it, but let's limit this to my television time. I think he's one of the 5 or 6 best prospects, not finished product, prospects I've ever seen. He's like Andrew Luck. He's like Cam Newton. He's like, I thought Mike Vick was going to revolutionize the position. Maybe I missed on that a little bit. But those 3 guys, Drake, Caleb, among prospects that could check every single box, he's the dude to me. I think he's spectacular. Everything you could possibly want in a quarterback. You can't let him dominate the game.
Yeah.
He may or may not have his best receiver. You know he's a running threat. You have to get some stops against him from time to time because their defense has a lot to prove to whether you can get stops. You have to get a few stops so you can find a way to outscore him. I think we're going to see a lot of points in this game.
Where do you think Spencer kind of ranks in that, that quarterback class this year? And, you know, what do you like about him the most?
Oh, I mean, he can make all the throws. I mean, I think the thing is does Spencer get caught up in things that don't matter? You know, and he showed last year at the end that he wasn't doing that. I think he can make every throw. He's played big time games, and I think he's got a chance to be mid-round draft pick if he mid to upper second, third round if he has a good season and continues to build on what he did last year and can kind of realize that potential that so many people thought he had coming out of high school, and he did have, not thought he had, but he did have, coming out of high school and going to Oklahoma and when he arrived here.
Thank you.
You bet, man.
So obviously as a former receiver yourself, what have you thought of Nick Harbor with just his size, ability, and what do you think he can do for South Carolina this season?
Ooh, I tell you what, with Spencer Rattler playing the way he played at the end of the season, with as much confidence as he had, just seemed to be really comfortable. I think that the sky's the limit for this offense in general. And it all starts with him. I was talking to a couple of South Carolina coaches. I'm going to do a tape tomorrow on Spencer Rattler and what he's been able to bring to the offense. Obviously, at the beginning of the season, like, okay, was this a great transfer? I mean, he came over from Oklahoma. He had a lot of hype going to Oklahoma, especially coming out of high school. And it didn't pan out, and it just didn't look like it was a great fit initially for the Gamecocks. But man, he ended the season. He showed everybody, what he can do. I just think that the offense, he got a new offensive coordinator too, obviously, and Loggins, and so I just think that it all comes down to Spencer's comfort level. He's the type of kid that, once he gets going, then he catches fire quick, but you got to get him going. And it's like a shooter in basketball. Like you see a guy who he misses his first, he may miss his first 8 or 9 shots, but once he sees that ball go through the net, and then it's lights out. He's going to catch fire. So it's kind of like Spencer too when he's throwing balls. Once he gets into the rhythm, starts completing passes, it's like, okay, it's going to be a long day for the defense at this point. Deal.
How good do you feel like that Spencer Rattler, Juice Wells connection can honestly be for South Carolina this year?
Man, like I said, it's all up to Spencer, and he catches fire. That's what it's about. I don't care who the other receiver is, to be honest with you. I mean, it comes down to his confidence, because when he's confident, he's out there just enjoying himself and just playing within his skill set, that he's incredible. I mean, we've seen it. So, and I don't care if it's a tight end, wide receiver, running back, whoever he's throwing the ball to. I mean, they're gonna eat that day because he's cooking.
Yeah. Obviously, if South Carolina's going to win this game, they got to stop Drake May. Is there anything else that you see that the Gamecocks kind of need to do tomorrow in order to win?
Well, this is 2023, so we haven't seen these teams, right? Yeah. And everyone, it's really hard to say, what they need to do to stop this team, because South Carolina got a new OC, right?
Yep.
UNC got a new OC, right? And so we're not sure what they're going to roll out. And so it's just a lot of unknowns, unknown variables to say this is what they need to do to stop them. I have to see them play in order to tell you this is what they need to do to stop them. We know what type of talent Drake May has, right? But, then he may be without his leading receiver. Like, he has a hell of a guy who's in the fight with the NCAA right now to see if he's going to be able to play. This is ridiculous, but y'all don't talk about that too much because y'all don't like talking about the NCAA.
Well, no, I mean, let's talk about that though, because that is just it's a very difficult situation for the kid, and he's a local kid here too.
Yeah.
How tough is it for you to see young kids kind of go through that process?
It's just unfortunate that everyone's accepting this from the NCAA. There's other kids going through it too. People don't want to talk about it though until it affects a local kid. That's the problem. NCAA I've been talking about the NCAA for years, but no one really focuses on it until it affects someone who's a local kid, someone who's a part of their team. Then they want to start to, oh man, this is wrong. They shouldn't be doing these kids like this. This has been going on for quite some time, my friend.
What's your prediction for tomorrow?
Check College Game Day tomorrow at 10 o'clock. No, it's probably about 11:50. I'll give my prediction for tomorrow.
Kind of going off that, if you were to pick South Carolina, how do you think they could win this game?
By scoring more points than North Carolina.
That's a good answer right there.
That's the surefire way to win the game. You guys.